Hello guys and girls, this is Kentucky from Looking for Guides. This time, let's take a closer look on the Survival Hunter on the Battle for Azeroth beta server. First, the most important changes is all about pets. As I mentioned in my BM video, they do the same damage, you only have to choose which talent or which utility you would like to use, and that's all. Going forward, a recent change appeared on the PTR about the Growl ability, which I couldn't mention in my BM video because back then it wasn't implemented. But now Growl will switch off automatically when you enter an instance, and if you leave that instance, it will switch back on automatically. So this will be a great help for any tanks. So let's take a look on the ability changes, what you received and what you lost. First, you lost Aspect of the Chameleon, which is not a big impact. Aspect of the Eagle is reworked completely. Now it's not a DPS cooldown, it is a movement cooldown. It increases the range of your Raptor Strike to 40 yard, and it makes it a awesome animation when you throw eagles to your target, which is goddamn cool. So back a doggo. Continue on. Carve received minor change. It will reduce the remaining cooldown on Wildfire Bomb, which is a new ability, by 1 second for each target up to 5. So it reduces Wildfire Bomb's cooldown by maximum of 5 seconds. We will talk about Wildfire Bomb later. Coordinated Assault is the new DPS cooldown for Survival Hunter. It increases you and your pet's damage by 20% and increases kill command's reset chance by 25%. Which means that you also received kill command as a new ability. And we will also talk about it later. Disengage is now baseline, and it's just leap backwards, and that's all. As you notice, you lost Flanking Strike, but you can still use it as a talent to focus generation. Traps are the same, Harpoons the same. Intimidation is a new baseline stun ability. Kill Command is also a new baseline ability. Baseline, it have 25% chance to immediately reset its own cooldown, which is very good. And with Coordinated Assault, it is 50% chance to reset its cooldown immediately. This is our main focus generator spell. Of course, we can choose more focus generator spells from talents, but this is the baseline ability. Hatchet Toss is also gone. I don't think anyone will notice it. Lacerate is reworked. It is now called Serpent Sting, and it deals a huge ton of damage. And you can even increase it with a talent. Raptor Strike is slightly reworked. It is now cost a bit more focus, but it deals a massive shit ton more of damage. Wildfire Bomb is our new ability. It is, as it says, a bomb which explodes and then applies a huge dot over 5 seconds to all targeted hit. In AoE it is particularly very good. In single target it is also useful. Not the best damaging ability we have, but it is also useful. Wing Clip is the same as it was, and we lost Survivalist and Waylay. Waylay wasn't really a good ability. I didn't like playing around it, so I don't mind that it has gone. Survivalist is kinda baked in our new mastery, Spirit Bond, which you can see here, but this mastery type is very good stuff. It increases your pets and your focus spending abilities damage, while it also increases the health you regenerate every 5 seconds, which means that you can remove some gear with mastery. As you can see here, I removed 2 pieces. Now it is only 2.6%. So it also increases the HP you regen and the damage you do, which is, I think, a very good mastery for Survival Hunter. So let's take a look on the talents. I will leave you a little bit of time to just realize how different it is from the Legion one. So this is the setup I use now. I really enjoy playing this, but let's take a closer look on each and every talent. Viper's Venom, Terms of Engagement, and Alpha Predator. Alpha Predator is the best option here, no doubt. It makes your kill command have 2 charges and deal increased damage. Kill command is your main focus generator. You can generate more focus with the Alpha Predator and even deal more damage, so basically it is the best. Terms of Engagement, it just makes your Harpoon deal damage and generate some focus. Since you don't use Harpoon too often during an encounter, it will be useful maybe on Mythic Pass, but I don't think it is competitive with Alpha Predator. So Viper's Venom makes your Raptor Strike has a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal an additional 300% initial damage. So this is just bullshit, because initial damage doesn't care about Serpent Sting. Serpent Sting is all about its dot, which is huge, but I don't think it will be used. It could be possible to be used like in this talent setup for cleave, but only for cleave. But I don't think that will be a good option. So I recommend using Alpha Predator at all times. In the level 30 row we've got Guerrilla Tactics, Hydra's Bite and Butchery. Guerrilla Tactics mainly should be used in single target situations when it increases the Wildfire Bomb's initial explosion by 100% and decreases its charges by 2, so it makes it 2 charge. Hydra's Bite should be used all time for cleave, 2-3 target cleave, because you can apply Serpent Sting without a need to multi-dot. It could also be very good for a sustained AoE situation when you can apply Serpent Sting to many targets with this. So that should be for sustained AoE or cleave situations very good. But for flat burst AoE damage, Butchery is above all these 2 talents. So this row is completely situational right now. Single target, cleave or sustain cleave, sustain AoE, and this is for burst AoE. Level 45 row is just all about this every hunter's Trailblazer, Natural Mending and Camouflage. You know all these talents, default choice is Natural Mending for more healing. Level 60, Bloodseeker, Steel Trap and Murder of Crows. Steel Trap just flatly does more damage than Murder of Crows. It is half on a cooldown as Murder of Crows, so you can apply to more targets even, and its bleed damage is pretty huge, almost as Murder of Crows. But while Murder of Crows deals 7,000 damage over 15 seconds, but realistically it is over 1 minute because that's the cooldown, Steel Trap does twice 5.2, so that is way more huge than the Murder of Crows damage. So I recommend using Steel Trap in single target situations. Bloodseekers should be used in cleave situations when you can kill command on different targets and apply this bleed to different targets, and your pet's attack speed will be increased by 2, 3 or maybe 4 targets. So that is up to 40% increased attack speed. So Steel Trap is for single targets and Bloodseeker for AoE or cleave when you can switch targets to use your kill commands on. 75 row, Born to be Wild, Pulse Haste and Binding Shot. Born to be Wild is great defensive capabilities with great movement possibilities with the reduction in cooldown in aspect of the Eagle as well. Binding Shot is the AoE crowd control route, and Post Haste is just the increased movement speed after disengage. Totally situational, but generally I would recommend Born to be Wild. Level 90 Raw is Mongoose Bite, Flanking Strike, and Tip of the Spear. Mongoose Bite is just useless because it deals the same amount of damage as Raptor Strike when it is stacked up to 4 times. So basically in every 14 seconds you will have at max 2 or might be 3 Mongoose Bites where you hit harder than the basic Raptor Strike. And all the other Mongoose Bites are just fillers, low damage, doesn't really worth it using. Maybe with the higher mastery scaling, since it also needs focus and it replaces Raptor Strike. With higher mastery scaling and the Mongoose Fury scaling, it could be better than Raptor Strike, but the only situation I see it is better than Raptor Strike is when the second stack does the same damage. The 2-stack Mongoose Fury does the same damage as Raptor Strike, which is, I don't think it will happen very soon. Maybe when we get a shit ton of mastery. Then it should be competitive, but right now it is just a waste of DPS. Flanking Strike is a focus generator. If you need additional focus, then choose it, but I don't think anyone will choose it because generally you won't need focus. And Tip of the Spear is a huge increase in damage of your next Raptor Strike, which means that by kill commanding, you increase your next Raptor Strike damage by a large amount, up to 45%, which is a huge increase in single target damage. But as we don't have any AoE option here in this tier, I should recommend using Tip of the Spear in each and every situation, basically. So let's take a look on the last tier, 100 tier. Birds of Prey, Wildfire Infusion and Chakrams. Chakrams is just the same ability as it was in Mists of Pandaria, the Glaive Toss, and in Warlords, of course. It is a strong, cleaving, AoE-ish ability, but it is also good in single target situations. It could be used every 20 seconds, which should be put into the rotation of your hunter very easily. Wildfire Infusion is just modifies your bombs. It will be rotated between Shrapnel, Pheromone and Volatile Bomb. These both enhance your abilities. I don't think this is a so good stuff. Maybe in a pure single target it is better than Chakrams because of the buffs these does, but only in pure single targets. Even at least 2 targets, I think Chakrams will overperform it. And Birds of Prey just a increase in duration for your DPS cooldown for your coordinated assault. Raptor Strike will increase it when it is active. I don't think it is competitive enough to Wildfire Infusion in single targets, and since you won't use Raptor Strike too often in AoE situations, it is just flatly useless in AoE situations. So for AoE, cleave or any other situations almost, it is Chakrams, and for only single target, Wildfire Infusion. So let's take a look on the single target version of the Survival Hunter. So you just harpoon it there. Oops, forgot to reset. Apply Wildfire Bomb, apply Serpent Sting, Wildfire Infusion, Steel Trap, Eagle. As you can see, I'm throwing some eagles out. Kill commanding, increasing the damage of your next Raptor Strike. And never forget to refresh your Serpent Sting. Also never forget to refresh your Wildfire Bomb and Steel Trap, because those deal a huge shit ton of damage. And basically this is the single target situation rotation. I don't think it is very hard to follow. It is very easy in my opinion. So come back Doggo. As you can see, most of your DPS is from Steel Trap and Serpent Sting and Raptor Strike. Mainly, as you can see, these are the aspect of the Eagle and the normal Raptor Strikes. If you sum up these two, then it is your first, of course, your hardest hitting ability, your Spender. Then Steel Trap and Serpent Sting, then your melee abilities and so, then your Wildfire Bomb stuff, kill commands and so on. And those are just because they're buffs. Those Wildfire bombs are just buffs. And they deal less damage but increases your other abilities damage. So to sum up, these are the single target stuff. If you would like to do a slight AoE, you should Hydra's Bite for Cleave, Bloodseeker possibly, and Chakrams. So you can see here on the AoE dummies, I will show you exactly what I mean. Alright, so I don't have to, I can't do too good DPS with Chakrams, but let's try. So we will now just cleave and do a shit ton of damage with Serpent Sting's Refresh. Carve on cooldown, Refresh Serpent Sting when needed, Wildfire Bomb on cooldown, and Chakrams on cooldown. Then you can see these are Serpent Stinged, these as well. Just fill in some kill commands and all your dots are just ticking and you do a shit ton of damage with Serpent Sting. So I recommend applying Serpent Sting with Hydra's Bite to as many targets as possible, because that deals the most AoE damage right now. But numbers can be changed, so take a look on it when it is live. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I can speculate still hours how to play survival, because I really like how it plays now. But I think that later on we will use this single target, this AoE, and possibly, but not sure, Butchery for heavy AoE situations. But I still don't know it yet. So I hope you liked the video and see you in the next one. Bye bye!